Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you are doing well today. I am guided by Spirit. Today is June 19, noon. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. This will be the third read on Riley strain, with the current news, the release of the autopsy. And I do concur that I've read the parents' autopsy who did it independently had the same outcome. When I heard that, I felt a bit odd. So we have a new date in the timeline of the unfortunate demise of young Riley Strain. And the case, for whatever reason, pinged on me hard. The previous episode, we spoke about locations, and he was discovered about here. But it's not about that today. So when I heard about the autopsy, and let's go to the main chart here. So the autopsy, June 18, 2024. So I've got that here at the bottom. This is my preliminary work to determine whether there is a case to be said. June 17 I've included within the autopsy range, and we will expand. And then, having just done slight reviews on what I've done before in the previous episodes, I realized I never did the show when his body was discovered, which I actually found quite bizarre that I hadn't done the show, because I did do a show on when they found his debit card along the river. And for some reason I didn't do the discovery day, beg your pardon. So in today's episode, we'll have referenced the missing day. I think we've done enough. I will bring in the other dates just to have a look. On March 22 is the discovery day. Now, let's start there. So on the discovery day, we got March 22. So we got a 22-4. So if we take it on a geological area situation, it's landfall land situation. Now, my fellow colleagues and fellow practitioners who have always maintained water, I agree there's element of water, but I still of the belief that he was placed there on the water, that there was a second crime scene. But I'm just saying 22-4 can also bring around the industrial area that my fellow sleuth colleague who happened to help on this case, we spoke earth and mechanics, right? And the 22-4 does speak about earth. I'm just pointing out information coming through. Earth. And mechanical brings in the 8s. So industrial area, that kind of nature. Now 22-4 on another level is quite a perfect situation in my opinion, like the perfect plan. There's no coincidence that we have these 22-4 and 33-6 on the scene. So on a human level, the 33-6 is a orchestrated murder. So let's say there would have been at least pre-knowledge of the murder or intent to commit murder if the situation arises. So in other words, if we really want to take it on a basic level, 33, if things get out of control, whatever we're doing, the people involved, if things get out of control, threes, they will commit murder. So it's that level of premeditation, right? In other words, so if we want to go, well, we'll take a gun or we'll take a knife on the scene in case anything goes wrong. Okay. I'm not saying a gun or a knife was used, but can be used as a threatening tool. So 15-6 is becoming a familiar participant in the bingo game, where we have perversion on the scene. So there is tampering going on, whether pre or after. So pre can include placing, 22-4. (15-6) is human interference, 5. There's been human interference in this situation. And we'll note the 21-3 before, because this will fall within the time frame, the 72-hour total. That's why I always day before, day after. I'm just showing what's here. On the recent royal shows, this is why I still believe shows before prep for the next ones, right? So we got manipulation here, 21-3. I've just seen 24-6 in a different light. Of course, I have foundational information and knowledge, but it's also inclusive of intuitive numerology. So 4, this may be triggering. And just to confirm before I continue of what I'm about to say, 14-5 now is, we got problems 14-5, so on a physical level, foul play. In terms of the truth, potentially is a lie of the case. And we note the outcome June 18, 14-5. There's one alarm bell. So I do take into account myself being in South Africa and the case being in the US. I do look at timestamps. But let's say, for argument's sake, that it could have even been June 17. Let's say the document was ready, but the announcement, whatever it was, we still have the presence of the 14-5. And let me tell you, you ain't going to pull the wool over my eyes if 14-5 is around in any situation. So these are the alarm bells. So 24-6 in a, let's say, autopsy, physiological 4 is more about the practicalities, the operating systems in the body. And there's a problem here, 24/6. So on one level it could be, and I'm just making sure, there could have been tampering or of the body post-mortem. Or there's been tampering. It's not exactly all the truth, let's put it that way. So on the day of the discovery of his body, I just couldn't believe that I hadn't done this episode. So it was meant to be now, as I would imagine, a completion episode of this terrible, terrible case. It's really heartbreaking. And to revisit it after some time. All right, so let's have a look here. 23. What's best for the community? So I've been trying to, once I started seeing this initial lineup, what is it that they don't want people to know, or why do they not want the truth to be known? That is actually the question. So you'll note March 8th when the missing situation happened. March 8th. We got the 888s. Okay. So something is out to kilter here. Beg your pardon. We note the day after the discovery, which is still within the zone. 8 out of order. Something is awry. Something is anomalous. And 16/7. So 34/7 also speaks about murder of innocence, right? Because by all accounts, young Riley Strain was at the footstep of his life. Crazy, man. Empath levels are peaking. So again, yeah, I'm going straight for it. Serial nature, human beings, groups. There's a scourge in the city that the city doesn't want coming out. Just received. I've been asking since starting the slide from text box 1. Why the cover up? We know June 18. So June 18 starts with 18/9. 18/9 equals murder. Murder. 15/6 manipulation here again. and 14.5. Not exactly the whole truth. (22.4). 14.5. Out of sorts 8. There's a scourge in the city, and it would affect the tourism back dollar. If people knew there were groups going around killing students and so, right? Or tourists. I heard I was going to be naughty. Nonetheless, let's see what happens on June 19. I believe there may have been handshakes after the autopsy results. 17, 18, 19. 19, 10, 1. Transactional elements. Comes out anyway. $33.6 on the cards here. Yeah, they know who these people are. Check this shit out. 24.6. They know who these motherfuckers are. Sorry. They know who they are. There's something in the city. Now, this is just what we're seeing in and around the Discovery Day, and of course the all-important autopsy report. Now, I'm not in the habit of attacking people's findings. I didn't start the show saying da 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 da. I'm just showing me. But I do want to point out something. From the outset of this case, there was always the narrative, no foul play. Do you recall? From the beginning, before there even were facts on the table, so to speak. Right? Now, I'm just gonna point out one simple logical fact here. So Riley goes missing March 8 that evening, and we can assume early hours of the next day. We know very well the disappearing situation. But nonetheless, 14 days later only, 14 days later, he is discovered. This is just logic now. This is not even like trying, right? Logic. 14 days later, he is discovered. Okay. What was the first thing announced literally within an hour or two of discovery? No foul play detected. Now, I'm not a pathologist or any kind of medical practitioner or surgeon or work in the morgue. But on other cases that I've viewed, even after let's give it maximum 3, 5, 7 days, let's say even 7 days in water, So 2 weeks later, supposedly in water, they can make an immediate determination that there was no foul play. Because on previous cases that I've seen, even after 3 or 5 days, there has to be some kind of other way of identification of a corpse, unfortunately, because of what water does to the body. Now, of course, if you understand how the body works, and this is what it looks like after that sequence, 14 days later, immediately, no foul play. When even in the discovery day, sorry for the up and down zooms there, even in the discovery sequence, 14, 5, 15, 6, 16, 7, in the autopsy sequence, 14, 5, 15, 6, the information is known about the actual situation behind the scene here, but it's not been revealed to the public. This finding, in my opinion, and as devastating as it is devastating. Has a certain tinge of whitewashing on it, yeah. But repetition of numbers, which are days and months apart, are reflected. (33.6). So, in my opinion, this was no accident. See this big decision here, 19-10-1, big decision there. Alright, this is an unfortunate end to a loving family. I mean, the mom is just heartbreaking. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have on the Mr. Riley strain case. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are. Please stay safe, stay alert, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.